Hello student, today I am going to explain you chapter 15 of class 8, some natural phenomena. In this, natural phenomena causes a great damage to life and property. You have already studied in previous class that natural calamities are winds, storms and cyclones, and we have already learned about the precautions to be taken during such situations. In this chapter, we shall discuss about two other destructive nature's phenomena. These are lightning and earthquake and the measures to be taken during these disasters. First of all, lightning. In ancient time, people thought that lightning bolts thrown by angry gods. But in 1752, an American scientist, that is Benjamin Franklin, discovered that there is a discharge between clouds that produces a spark, and it is the electric spark between clouds, and these appears as lightning. About 2500 years ago, a Greek named Thales found that when a piece of amber was rubbed with fur, it attracted small pieces of feathers, straw, leaves and dust. And today we know that many other materials such as plastic, glass, hard rubber, ebonite, etc. show the same effect. So, when we rub this plastic comb with your sleeve or your dry hair and put some tiny pieces of paper, that comb will attract that tiny pieces of paper, and this is known as static friction. So static friction is what? The electrical charges on body like comb, balloon, etc. cannot flow continuously and remain bound on their surface. It is called static friction. When charges move, they constitute an electric current. For example, for static friction I am giving example. Tiny pieces of paper get attracted towards the plastic, pen or comb rubbed against your sleeve or in your dry hair. Now come to these types of charges and their interaction. All matter is made up of tiny particles called atoms, and each atom comprises two types of equal charges, that is the positive charge and the negative charge, and the atom as a whole is neutral. In this I will explain you that like charges repel each other, whereas unlike charges attract each other. Three pictures I have put it over here. See here, both are glass rod and having positive charge. You can see that repulsion is causes over here. Whereas in the next figure, both are made up of ebonite rod and it is rubbed with fur. Both have negative charge. Again both are repelling each other. But in third case, one is made up of glass rod and another is made up of ebonite rod. Glass rod is rubbed with silk, whereas ebonite rod is rubbed with fur. So ebonite has negative charge, whereas glass rod has positive charge. The glass rod gets attracted towards the ebonite rod. So we can see that like charges repel each other, whereas unlike charges attract each other. Now how these charges will transfer? For this I am going to explain that electric charge can be transferred from a charged object to another through a metal conductor. The object used to test whether an object is charged or not is called an electroscope. By using this electroscope, we can find out that the object is object is charged or not. In laboratories, we are using gold leaf electroscope. And the process of transfer of the charge from the charged body to the earth is called earthing. Here I have given you the description of gold leaf electroscope. So what is gold leaf electroscope? The gold leaf electroscope has a very thin piece of gold foil called gold leaf fixed at the top to a piece of copper, and the copper piece has a large round top called the cap, and the whole arrangement is put inside a glass case just like a picture. The piece of copper goes through insulation in the top of the glass case so that any charge on the gold leaf cannot escape, and charge can be transferred to the electroscope by wiping the charged object across the cap. And when the charge flows over the conducting copper and gold, the gold leaf rises as it is repelled due to having the same charge as the copper. So this is about the gold leaf electroscope. Thus, electric charge can be transferred from a charged object to another through a metal conductor, and this method of charging is called charging by conduction. Now come to a story of lightning. The lightning can occur between the friction of positive and negative charge. The occurrence of lightning can be understood in terms of the charge produced by rubbing or friction. The formation of clouds involve friction between water particles in the atmosphere, and the friction charges the water particles. Among the positive and negative charge, the negative charge accumulates at the bottom of the cloud and the positive charge in its top. And as the accumulation of the charge increases, the cloud creates a positive charge on the ground nearby. And as the magnitude of charge increases, the air through a poor conductor cannot resist their flow, and negative and positive charge meet. And it results in a narrow streak of electrical discharge with sound, which we call lightning, and this process is called an electric discharge. You see the pictures here, positive charges on the ground and negative, both are heavy, so both are sticking each other, and it is producing a spark light that is known as lightning. Now, how can we save by lightning? So lightning safety I have written over here. Hearing thunder is an alert to rush to a safer place. A building or house is safe place. If you see lightning and hear thunder, it means storm could be approaching you. And after hearing the last thunder, wait for some time before coming out of the safe place. This is about the lightning safety. In next class, I will explain you the next topic.